Let's go to the play-in games tonight. We're going to talk Warriors and Suns, but first I want to get your take on this Hornets and Magic game. This Magic team just really confusing, tough to pick, but this Hornets team -3.5 over under only 218.5 feels low for a Hornets game. They seem to be involved in a lot of shootouts. Who do you like in this one?
So when we talk about totals that seem low, all right, we spend a lot of time thinking about offensive efficiency, defensive efficiency. One of the things we don't always think about when it comes to these totals is pace. And when it comes to pace, post All-Star break, there's some really interesting numbers to consider for this one. Namely, the Charlotte Hornets rank number 29 in the NBA after the All-Star break when it comes to pace. We think of the Hornets as up and down the court and lighting up the scoreboard. But in fact, from a possessions per game standpoint, that's not been their MO. And with a lead, Charlotte has certainly done a good job of slowing games down. This is an Orlando team that just hung 97 in Philadelphia and stayed under the total. In fact, they cashed 3 straight unders to close out the regular season. They hung 108 in Boston. They're a team offensively that's just been disjointed for extended stretches this season. The Magic are going to get past Charlotte tonight. Their emphasis got to be on the defensive end of the floor. It's got to be about pace and defense because the offense is very janky between these two teams. Now, I'm in play on the side for the clients in this one. I'll give you the side play that I'm on for the clients in Phoenix and Golden State. But in this one, I got the side for the clients. Total-wise, I'm absolutely looking at the under. And you talked about it, Andy. You're like, boy, this total feels low. Let's remember, this is a playoff game. Winners in, losers out. All right, there's no higher stake game than what we're seeing tonight. And what happens in games like this, especially if they're close, the pace slows to a crawl in the second half. If I'm playing over, maybe I'll play first half over. But full game, this has underwritten all over it, pun intended, a game where I do expect the pace to really slow down after halftime. And if this isn't a foul fest, if we aren't seeing, free throw on possession after possession in the fourth, this does not have the feel of one of these 70-point fourth quarters that we've seen in some of these play-in games. So look for Charlotte and Orlando State under the total, a low-scoring affair in Orlando tonight.
We move to the Warriors and the Suns. We get a magical Steph Curry performance. Don't know how many more of these we're going to get of him in the playoffs. He goes to the locker room, and you're like, oh, no, is Steph done? He comes out, goes ballistic, sends the Clippers home, and also sends the Clippers draft pick to Oklahoma City. That was another funny element of that game. They play the Suns tonight. So who we got here? Warriors and Suns.
So, again, right now, looking at the Odds Logic live odds screen, Phoenix -3/- -3.5. And it's important to note, for both playoff games tonight, if you want the favorite, you can lay -3. If you want the underdog, you can take +3.5. Both lines, I'll call them widely available as we're on air on WagerTalk today this morning, at least this morning here on the left coast. And that's so key for these postseason games. No, every game's not going to come down to having the best half point. But over the course of this postseason, you better believe, if you're getting the half point, the best of it, versus the half point, the worst of it, it's going to make a difference in your record. It's going to make a difference in your potential profitability. And that's the beauty of the Odds Logic live odds screen. You can see where and when to bet at any given moment. oddslogic.com/Teddy gets you a free 7-day trial for the Odds Logic live odds screen. Golden State and Phoenix tonight, again, 3/3.5. Total sitting in this game, 219.5/220. And I will give the Golden State Warriors credit for putting on a truly impressive shooting performance against the Clips in the second half, and in particularly in that fourth quarter. I mean, I had a ticket betting against Golden State in that ballgame. Got to say, I felt pretty good. They were down 13 in the fourth and looking like they were going to go home. And they put together, it wasn't just Steph Curry. All right. Guy Santos hitting threes. Al Horford, not one, not two, not three. He hit 4 of them. Porzingis hitting threes and a 3-point play. I believe they scored, it was like something on 16 out of 17 possessions down the stretch. I mean, Golden State had truly a magical offensive showing, a throwback game. Everything broke right for them down the stretch. And this was not one of Ty Lue's better games when it comes to making defensive adjustments. Now, in theory, they could do that again tonight against Phoenix. All right. The Suns did not play their best basketball down the stretch by any stretch of the imagination. They didn't play their best basketball down the stretch the other night against Portland when the Blazers rallied and beat them right here in Phoenix. So it's not like the Suns are a juggernaut, but the performance that Golden State laid down the other night, fourth quarter, I don't think that's repeatable. I don't think that's sustainable. And when you look at the Warriors over the back half of the campaign, they're just not that good a team. I think the performance in front of the fans on Wednesday night, that was the swan song. And I would expect Golden State to go home after losing to the Phoenix Suns tonight, probably by margin.
Eddie, why don't you tell the folks what you got rocking here tonight? And as we move forward, because the NBA playoffs, that's Teddy Covers time, baby.
Yeah. And of course, we're doing free play videos just about every day. We're trying to do them every day. I can't promise every day all postseason, but I will be doing free plays for the NBA playoffs. You'll see stuff up Saturday, stuff up Sunday, obviously every day next week. We're not doing Teddy's tips in the postseason. There's just not enough games. But free play videos every day on my homepage, every day at WagerTalk TV on YouTube. Locked and loaded for tonight in MLB and NBA. Check it out, wt.buzz/TC. And of course, follow me on X at Teddy_Covers.
And of course, folks, make sure you are commenting in the comments section, not the live section. Whether you're watching this on the rewatch or you're joining us live, hang out after the show or come back after the show and drop your comment there with your WagerTalk username to be entered in. Teddy, always a pleasure, brother. Thank you for coming on and best of luck here as we move forward, Teddy.